Imagine this. Five best friends drive home from a basketball game full of excitement, talking about the winning shot. They stop for snacks at a local market, then they vanish. Not for a day, not for a week, but forever. This isn't a movie plot. It's the chilling true story of the Yuba County Five. On a cold February night in 1978, Gary Mathias, Jack Madruga, Bill Sterling, Ted Weiher, and Jack Huett disappeared into the darkness. They were last seen grabbing sodas and candy bars, just a normal end to a fun night out. But they never made it home. Their families waited, panicked growing with every unanswered phone call. The police launched a massive search, but it was like the five men had been erased from existence. Days turned into a week. Finally, a breakthrough. A park ranger discovered their car, a 1969 Mercury Montego, high up a snowy, winding mountain road. This road was miles off their route, a place they had no reason to be. And here's where it gets truly bizarre. The car wasn't crashed or broken down, it was just parked. Perfectly fine, with a quarter tank of gas left. It looked like they had simply stopped, gotten out, and walked away into the freezing wilderness. The keys were gone. Who does that? Why would five men abandon a perfectly good car in the middle of a snowstorm on a deserted mountain and just start walking? The search teams were baffled. The air up there was thin and freezing, smelling of pine needles and damp earth. The silence was overwhelming, broken only by the wind. It felt like a place where secrets go to die. As the snow began to melt months later, the forest started to give up its secrets, one by one. In June, a group of motorcyclists stumbled upon an abandoned Forest Service trailer about 20 miles from where the car was found. The window had been broken from the outside. Inside, they found the body of Ted Weiher. He was lying on a bed, carefully wrapped in 8 blankets, as if someone had tried to keep him warm. On a table nearby, there was a watch that didn't belong to him, a wallet, and some spare change. But the most haunting part, in a storage shed outside the trailer, there was a massive stockpile of canned food and military rations, enough to keep all 5 men alive for over a year. The cans had been opened, but only a small amount of food was eaten. Jack Huett's bones were discovered a short distance away, but what about the 5th man, Gary Mathias? He had a history of mental health challenges but was known to be resourceful. His shoes were found inside the trailer, suggesting he might have swapped them for Ted Weiher's, which were more comfortable. But Gary himself, he was never found. To this day, no one knows what happened to him. What could have made 5 grown men flee their car and hike 20 miles through snow, only to starve to death next to a year's supply of food? Why was one man tucked into bed while others were left outside? And where did Gary Mathias go? Let me know your theories in the comments below. What do you think happened on that mountain? Thanks for watching, and if you're fascinated by mysteries like this, make sure to subscribe for more.